thing I'm going to mention before we get started is you do not need a COVID test to come to Mexico. You need one to leave, but you do not need it to come here, nor do you need to show that you've been vaccinated.
So something that was a little bit different when we went through the airport was that there is customs and immigration. Were you expecting two different areas?
I really wasn't. I wasn't sure. I mean, we've seen it before, but not very many times. The first section we go to is immigration, and it has a fairly long line that splits up into 3 different lines after it passes the bathrooms. And the first line is closer, the one furthest to the left, and then the second one is in the middle. It goes a little further, so expect a little longer. And then the third line all the way over to the right goes way into the back, so it may be a little bit of an issue getting all the way back to that one when you think you're getting in the shorter line.
Something else that you should be aware of is there's a holding tank for people who had passport or visa issues. Now, this is something that was really shocking to me entering the country, to see people almost in a holding tank. So be prepared.
During the flight, the airline should give you an immigration form. Make sure you have this filled out correctly. Here's a picture of the way they want it filled out. Take a screenshot, pause it, and just make sure you have it ready before you get in this line, because if you don't have it ready when you get to the front, they're going to send you to the back of the line. Customs was pretty easy. They seemed pretty lenient about it. They were only stopping random people, and they had waved us by, so it's pretty easy. This is the rental car area, so this is where you would go to get your rental car. This next area is going to have a lot of people in it trying to convince you that their tour or their transportation service is better than what you have. And they're even going to have legitimate looking paperwork showing how expensive your taxi or your transportation is. It's really not true. Don't listen to them. Just move right through and tell them no.
The first thing that I kind of want to touch base on is I have to admit that I was more than a little disappointed with our car service. As we walked out of the airport, what we saw were all these people who had car services waiting for them. We had services with our names, and that's what we thought that we were paying for. Unfortunately, our car service wasn't there when we got there.
The car service that we did try to use was called CanCun Airport Transportation. And we found one person with a sign that looked like this, and it wasn't ours, so make sure you know which one you're using. Ours looked like this. Since we weren't really happy with them, we don't recommend them. So do your research, find your own transportation company. It's so much easier than getting a taxi because they try to haggle and it's not worth it. Before you know it, you'll be on your way to your resort. We hope you had a great time in Cancun. Now, we got to worry about getting back to the airport and what you need to know. Before you head to the airport, you need to fill out a questionnaire with the Mexican government. You need to do this within 12 hours before your flight leaves. So first things first, you need to go to this website. Make sure to write it down, and you can do it straight from your phone before you leave your hotel. Start a new account, and once you have the account created, you can go up here on top and do a register here. In this one, you're going to click the Add Health Questionnaire on top. When that comes up, just click the Accept in Spanish, and then fill out all your flight information. Once all your flight information is in and all your personal information is in, then you need to do the health questionnaire. It's pretty easy, yes or no. Have you had any coughing, sneezing, fever or anything? Answer everything, and at the bottom, you can add anybody who's flying with you, any companion. And once you've added them and did their questionnaire, click to get your QR code. You'll use your QR code later on at the airport. When you get to the airport and get in line for your airline check-in, they're going to be handing out this paperwork for passenger disclosure. So fill it out in line because you're going to have a little bit of time. Usually the line's pretty long, and they're going to want it at the end. So make sure you bring yourself a black ink pen.
It was pretty easy to get through this time. They are a little bit on top of making sure that you socially distance, so the lines look a little bit longer, but people were really spaced out quite well. Interestingly, in Mexico, we did not have to take off our shoes, but they did catch us that our tube of toothpaste was too big. So things are different in every country. Just follow the local custom. They're super nice to you, and they just let you know what you have to do. And because this is a capitalist world, you walk out into the duty-free shops.
Duty-free. It caught us. Yeah.
We went back. There's actually something I had wanted specifically that you can really only get those duty-free shops. So I went back and got that. But then you walk out into a great big
food court
with everything. They have a mini Guy Fieri food court within the food court where he had 3 options. He had a chicken sandwich option, a burger option, and a pizza option. There's a Johnny Rockets, there was a Panda Express, there was a couple of Mexican restaurants in there, and really the food was airport reasonable, which, you know, is a little bit higher. Anyways, they had fountain sodas, and we were able to get in plenty of time to enjoy that. There's also a bit of a Mexican market in the center, and in that Mexican market you could get souvenirs that were less expensive than going to the duty-free shop.
And keep in mind, they ask you to be there within 3 hours early. So if you already have all your ducks in a row, 3 hours is going to be plenty of time. And if you get through the way we told you, you're going to have a lot of time to eat once you get in. And the food's pretty decent. I mean, for an airport, the food's pretty decent. The Guy Fieri's sandwiches were nice.
We really, I don't want to say enjoyed our time, but at least we didn't feel like we were wasting it sitting at the airport. We did get a good meal, and we couldn't stay at the resort any longer as checkout was noontime. So,
I'm in so much pain.
You're not in that much pain.
I'm okay.
You're a brave boy. Brave boy.
I got
brave
it.
brother.
I got
You
it.
got it.
I got this. I got
Yeah.
this. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Who's got it?
I got it. I got it. Let's go.